Welcome to this explainer. Look, I really want you to think of this as your exclusive one-on-one executive coaching session on high-level AI strategy. So go ahead and take a seat at the table. If you've been sitting there feeling like you're somehow falling behind in this crazy rapid AI revolution, or maybe you just get the nagging sense that you're only scratching the absolute surface of what these models can actually do, just take a deep breath, okay? Today, we're going to completely rewire how you approach these tools. We are going to transform you from a casual, reactive user into a true strategic operator who actually commands the machine. But to do that, we've got to start with a pretty harsh reality. And that is, surprisingly, 99% of people are using AI completely wrong. Seriously, I see it firsthand all the time across the corporate landscape. What happens is most people just open up a prompt window and they start talking to the AI like it's a junior colleague sitting across the desk. And honestly, that is a massive, incredibly expensive mistake. When you treat AI like a human, you're going to get sloppy, inconsistent results. The business cost of this error is just immense. We're talking wasted time, super generic output, and totally missed competitive advantages. The gap between the folks who truly command AI and those who just kind of casually chat with it is widening fast. But here's the good news. Because literally everyone is making this fundamental error, leapfrogging that 99% is actually much, much easier than you think. You just need a mindset shift. So, here's our strategic roadmap to pull you right into that top 1%. First, the executive AI mindset. Second, structuring intent with the AIM framework. Third, grounding reality using the MAP framework. Fourth, debugging and iterating strategically. And finally, verifying output and taste. We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's just jump right in. Part 1, the executive AI mindset. Let's establish the foundational shift you absolutely need for executive-level mastery of these tools. You've got to unlearn almost everything about how you currently interact with tech. There is this stark contrast you need to grasp right away. Generative AI does not understand language the way you and I do. It is fundamentally a probability engine computing inside a massive mathematical space. Think about human memory for a second. If I say Humpty Dumpty sat on a, your brain instantly fires the word wall, right? You didn't go query some database of pre-baked facts. You just predicted it based on deep-rooted patterns. Well, AI models like ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, they work in a very similar way, but through pure, raw mathematics. They take your text, break it down into these fragmented parts called tokens, and convert those tokens into multidimensional vectors, basically giant lists of numbers. Then they map them inside this enormous spatial grid. In that space, similar concepts live closer together. So when the AI gives you an answer, it isn't thinking. It's not pulling from a stored memory bank. It is literally just calculating probability and proximity to predict the single most likely next token over and over and over again. So because it operates entirely on math and probability, you have to learn what we call machine English to truly compute your intent. I want you to think of this as a critical new leadership skill. Just like a strong executive knows they have to communicate completely differently with the finance department than they do with, say, the creative team, you have to learn the syntax of the machine. When your instructions are vague, this incredibly complex guessing machine is just going to spit out vague generic guesses. But the ROI here is very direct. Sharp, targeted prompts compute sharp, high-value returns. Speaking machine English basically means you stop crossing your fingers and hoping the AI magically comprehends your business needs, and you start structuring your text so it can mathematically compute exactly what you want. All right, moving to part 2, structuring intent with the AIM framework. This is where we actually put machine English into practical operation. The AIM framework is your baseline strategy for computing that intent. It clearly defines 3 things: the actor, the input, and the mission. First up, actor. This tells the model exactly who it is embodying. Please don't just say, be a marketer. No, say, you are a chief marketing officer with 20 years of B2B SaaS experience who specializes in rapid growth. Give it some authority. Second, input. This gives the model the highly specific context and data it actually needs to compute the problem. And finally, mission. Spell out the exact goal or the desired outcome. Listen, when you adopt this simple 3-part structure as your standard operating procedure for literally every prompt, you are going to instantly see your results improve tenfold. To really understand the massive 10x value of this framework, just compare a standard rookie prompt with a structured executive prompt. A rookie types, fix my resume. right? And the AI, relying on probability, gives back a totally generic, middle-of-the-road guess that ends up looking like a million other resumes. But an executive takes aim. You define the actor. You are a top tech resume editor who has reviewed thousands of resumes for top companies. You provide the input. Here is my current resume and the specific fintech job description. And then you deliver a concrete mission. Give me 10 specific ideas to improve my measurable impact so I get an interview. Bam! You just turned a vague wish into a highly constrained mathematical structure that the model can actually execute against, and that yields tailored, high-level results that actually move the needle. Okay, part 3, grounding reality with the MAP framework. Now we tackle our next big pillar, which is tethering the AI to your specific business reality so it doesn't sound completely clueless. I absolutely love this concept. Context is the map that helps you navigate that space to tell AI where to look and what matters. Imagine, just for a second, dropping a brilliant $1,000 an hour consultant into your boardroom, but then flat out refusing to give them any past emails, any metrics, or any company history. No matter how smart they are, they'd have to guess blindly. And honestly, that is exactly what you're doing when you open a blank AI chat. Inside that model is nothing but a vast, empty mathematical space until you provide the context. Context is the map. And you execute this grounding using the MAP framework. You strategically stack memory, assets, actions, and the prompt. Memory is how you build continuity. You can ask the model to summarize previous strategic planning sessions, so it actually carries your institutional knowledge forward. Assets, well, these are crucial for executives. This is where you upload your last 3 quarterly earnings reports, or maybe a massive CSV of customer feedback, to ground the model in hard, undeniable reality. Actions leverage external tools, letting the model search the live web for competitors or even write Python code to crunch your data. And finally, the prompt is your structured instruction built right on top of that AIM framework we just talked about. The richer your map is, the less the AI guesses, and the more it acts as a truly informed extension of your team. Moving right along to part 4, debugging and iterating strategically. Look, when you apply AM in app, you are easily in the top 10% of users. But to reach absolute executive mastery, we have to start treating the AI exactly like a direct report. Think about it. When outputs are weak, a true executive doesn't blame the tool. They debug their own intent. Prompting isn't just typing. It's a very real iterative management process. First, use the chain of thought pattern. Demand that the AI think step by step and show its reasoning before it gives you an answer. This actually forces better probability calculations on the back end. Second, employ the verifier pattern. Never, ever let the AI just run off and do the task. Tell it, ask me 3 clarifying questions, one at a time before you begin, just like a smart, proactive employee would do. And third, use the refinement pattern. Ask the AI to look at your prompt and propose 2 sharper versions of it, and then ask which one you prefer. You are literally commanding the machine to coach you on how to manage it better. It's brilliant. And finally, part 5, verifying output and taste. For our final act together, we really must implement rigorous quality control. Because let's face it, if your final output sounds like every other copy-pasted corporate post on the internet, you still have a major business problem. You have to intentionally steer the AI away from the mediocre middle of the bell curve. Have you ever wondered why AI naturally defaults to mediocrity? It's because it calculates the highest mathematical probability of an average response based on everything it has ever read on the internet. It naturally wants to give you the safest, most boring, most generic answer possible. To get truly visionary output, you have to drag the AI to the sharper edges of its neural network, using specific expert frameworks. So instead of asking a lazy question like, how to make a team innovative, navigate it toward mastery. Prompt it to filter its ideas through Pixar's brain trust model, or maybe Satya Nadella's leadership strategy, or even peer-reviewed Harvard research. You have to forcefully push it out of the middle. Now remember, AI is generative by design. That means it is literally built to confidently hallucinate. It might boldly look you in the eye, figuratively speaking, and claim a wildly inaccurate stat like 68% of Americans are getting divorced. As an executive, you would never sign off on a financial spreadsheet without checking the math, right? So you shouldn't accept AI output without pushing back. You have to audit. Ask the AI to rank its assumptions by confidence level. Demand independent sources with direct URLs and actual quotes. Force it to play devil's advocate and find counter-evidence against its very own claims. Make it slow down and recompute its logic. And honestly, my personal favorite executive hack? Cross-model verification. Take a strategy that was drafted by ChatGPT, drop it straight into Claude, and ask Claude to aggressively critique it. Finally, to elevate the output from that generic junk food to tasteful, high-level insight, you want to use the Ocean framework. You've got to treat the AI like a sparring partner. Original means constantly pushing back on the mundane. Ask it for angles your competitors haven't even considered. Concrete means demanding real names, real dates, and real numbers to anchor the narrative. Evident forces the AI to make its hidden logic totally visible in bullet points. Assertive, this is pure leadership here. AI naturally wants to be polite and completely neutral. Force it to take a firm stance, state a thesis, and fiercely defend it. And finally, narrative ensures the final product actually flows like a tight, compelling story with a real hook, a genuine business problem, and a profound insight. So, here is what it all boils down to. If you master these frameworks, you're going to stop consuming the exact same junk food outputs as everyone else. You start engaging with a deeply powerful sparring partner that sharpens your own strategic edge. Look, the AI divide isn't coming someday. It is already here. The question you have to ask yourself isn't whether AI will do your job. The real question is, will you be the one managing the machine, or are you going to sit back and let the machine manage you?